Hello there, I'm Hill, and welcome back to Make Mexico Great Again. It is only the 7th of August. The last episode, I made my little guide to give you some help about the achievement, and similar to my previous guide for Britain One Empire. As I said in that episode, it was the also first part of the new Let's Play, so this is the second part. The Civil War is not going well for Republican Spain. That was to be expected. We finished basic machine tools, so we're going to move on to concentrated industry. However, we are also just about to get industrial effort. That's okay, we'll go concentrated industry. I'm not going to wait for that. Yeah, I'm not going to wait for that. A good tip for anyone playing, by the way, is that if you're ever ahead of time, let your research stagnate. So don't research anything, and it saves up for 30 days. And since, you know, as the time closer to it goes down, it makes more sense, and the 30 days is applied. So say something costs 140 days to research, but it's so much ahead of time, and after 30 days, it will be 120 days because of the lack of the lowering of time. This is not exact figures. If you just save up 30 days in the research, it will then be 90 days from when you click it. So it just saves time, really. Just efficiency. So it's not going. This Let's Play isn't going to be as eventful straight away as the Germany Let's Play. Just finishing my whiskey. I feel like I'm always streaming or recording of whiskey now. It's a sad life, but a good one actually. Because it's going to be a lot of building up to start with. So we've got 11 divisions there, so that's actually all we need. So we're just going to send them over to Chica. And we are now working on the industrial effort. Which will give us that research bonus, and then we'll go armament effort and get 3 extra military factories, which is fan-flippantastic. So fantastic. So we got that, and we'll go armament effort. That means the next tech we get will be at a reduced cost, which is fantastic. Fantastic. Everything's fantastic. Yes, it is. I wanted to make more Hearts of Iron Let's Plays, now that this isn't going to be used in the guide. I wanted to make more Hearts of Iron Let's Plays because it does seem like you guys are really enjoying them and getting quite a lot of new subscribers from it. So, or rather, not as to say, a lot of my new subscribers want to see more Hearts of Iron content. I'm not necessarily making stuff for I get subscribers, I'm making stuff that you want to see. The subscribers are very nice. Seriously, man. I get email notifications whenever I get subscribers, and oh my god, my life just improves so much that day. I keep all the emails. I'm such a fucking idiot. Every single subscriber I've ever gotten. If they don't have a Google Plus account though, I don't receive it, which is sad. So there's an ahead of time penalty, so I'm just gonna, so look at that. So because there's a ahead of time penalty, I'm gonna save up the time, and it's gonna save me research because this is saving up currently. That's efficiency. It's going to end up being like 20 days to research or something. Okay, so we got our second thing, and we're nowhere near being fascists yet. So what I'm going to do instead is I am going to go to military theorist so I can get army experience gain. Woo! And that will slowly start adding up and giving me lots of experience that I can use to manipulate and change my soldiers. It's going to be great. Boop. Look at that, 25 days. That's disgustingly good. For 10% production efficiency cap. That's so good. Armament effort, great. And then we're going to go armament effort 2. Don't tell anybody, but I never swapped over to infantry equipment 1. Oh, good god, I'm so dumb. Always make sure you do that. Make sure you swap over as soon as you can. So now, because I'm making lots of infantry equipment, we're going to be getting a lot more delicious goodies. We're going to then also need to start making artillery at some point. I'm just going to have 1. Just literally 1. Look at that, improved machine tools. Yeah, that's what you want. I'm going to do support weapons 1. Because it's going to be a very good idea to be able to get that. Because I don't have a lot of time to research. So the more time research we can do when we can, the better. If you enjoyed my guide video last episode and you just want to see more tips for this, please just do watch the Let's Play. Do subscribe, you know. It's going to be helpful to you, I think. And as you can see, our manpower is very slowly, or quickly going down. But our regiments are being recruited at a very nice rate. Oh yeah. So what's going to happen is by the time we finish the armament efforts, we will then be able to go to militarism, and that will give us that additional 5% population, which is fantastic. Cool. So now I'm going to get concentrated industry, which is going to massively increase our production. Look at that. Look at that cap. 65% cap. That is so good. Oof. Delicious. So we start doing the artillery so that we can actually start mounting it up towards the production efficiency cap. Basically. Look at that. Key thing is to make sure we have lots of units. Okay, so what's happened now is that now we need more stuff. Ugh. So we are going to have to actually swap for more steel. Thank you. Oops. Thank you. Why didn't that work? Excuse me. There we go. Thank you. So now we've obviously lost another factory, so we're not making factories very fast now, but we are very slowly making artillery, and we're making a bit of infantry equipment. It's important to start the artillery earlier. I mean, I do like to try and make a little bit of artillery to start, you know. This way we can actually start to get some good amounts, and then by the time the war starts, we can change our troops around and give them lots of artillery. And you need a lot of artillery, because to replace these two artillery and support artillery is so much. Alright, we have Nationalist Spain. That was to be expected. Heavily expected, no problem. Honestly, we don't really care about the mainland. Once we get to the US, we're unstoppable. It's just that will be about 1944. Fascist sympathies in the military, so a coup can be executed now. And that could happen literally at any point. And when it does, it's going to be great. So this is interesting. In this one, I'm fascistic a little bit later than I would expect. Normally, I'm fascist by about 33. It is a random event, so just remember that. All right. I just have to get rid of this. Hopefully, you guys can't see that I have a. There we go. A friend of mine, Effa. Hello, Effa. If you're watching this, is complaining that because she's one of my characters. Oops. In my RimWorld Let's Play, and is complaining that I didn't make her gay. Okay. Great. Okay, so we can now modify our government once more. By this point, I'm normally ready to justify against these other nations, which is very unfortunate that I'm not able to. So I'm actually just going to save these up in the event that I do become fascist. I hope I do. I should become fascist pretty soon. Alright, that's the next armament effort. Next thing I'm going to do, I could go construction effort, or I could go army effort. I mean, I'm actually going to start running out of things to research. Ooh. Well, hello. Boop. This is a tricky thing now. We don't really need militarism just yet, because we're not recruiting that fast. Because our production's a little slow. So we could go construction effort and start getting more civilian factories. We can go army effort and get doctrine bonuses. I think we're going to go construction because the civilian factory is going to be more useful. It's fine. Hey, there it is. Cool. So there's the fascist coup d'etat. Politics will change. We are fascist. Reign of terror, which is 10% political gain bonus for 730 days. There's a little bit of freeze, and there we are. So now what we can do is, watch this. Justify war goal. Guatemala, 45 power, 225 days. And then I wait a day. Justify on Honduras. Full power. I want to stagger these a little bit. You know? I do want to stagger them just a teensy bit. Because otherwise I might find myself having to fight all these wars all at once, which I really don't want to do. So what can I do now? Tech-wise, we're actually a bit of a loose end, which is never good. We could do interwar artillery, because we definitely need to get that before we can get the other artillery. Perfect. Which means our next national focus can be army effort, which means we can start doing doctrines. Next will be equipment effort, so that we can nab the additional equipment. Or maybe not the next, but the one after that. Perfectamundo. We're going to start getting some civilian factories. Look at that. Making loads of stuff. Of course, the thing is that we need absolutely hundreds of factories, which is sad. Base output 5 times 2, production efficiency 32%. Fair. Christ, so many little things. Oh, Amelia Earhart has disappeared in this one. So we will be able to dominate Guatemala on the 23rd of December. So basically by the end of January we'll have swept through all of these guys anyway. Oh, I forgot to do Costa Rica. Perfect. Oh, so leadership purges, that's fine. In fact, actually I might go to construction effort again. I think we can wait a little bit for the doctrines because research-wise... that's actually a point. Research-wise, we're actually running out of things. Well, no, we need to do support equipment. We do need support equipment, so that's fine. Basically, the reason we're doing this is we're kind of staggering it because we need to start getting the support equipment. So we need the support equipment, and then we'll need engineering. We're also going to need this bad boy when it hits it, but we can probably get that from one of the bonuses. And we're going to need motorized. So we want to save going through the equipment bonuses through the national focus tree. For when we don't have things we need researching. And doctrines don't matter as long as we have them by the time we start fighting. Yes. Right, next thing we can do now with our PowerPoint is we can get that delicious war economy. Marco Polo Bridge Industry, oh my. Look at that, it's massive concentrated stuff. So good. So we'll now start doing support equipment. It'll be great. There we are, start making factories. I mean, it's gonna take so long to make, but they do add up, you know. They really do add up. I'm gonna just take this one down. So I'm only making 1 towed artillery, and I'm making lots of more of infantry equipment because we need that sexy infantry equipment. Because each singular division requires 900. So I mean, if I'm making 52 a day, it takes, what does it take? 18 days just to get 1 division. That's not good, man. Alright, we justified on basically everyone. We don't have it justified on Costa Rica yet. I would like to go to war economy. Actually, war economy isn't that big a deal. It's probably even better if we just get El Salvador first. Thank you. It'll take a little while. And the next purchase we'll do will be war economy. There we go. Oh, more factories. We just built a factory. So we're gonna just catch up a little bit on infantry equipment. And you're making a little bit of artillery. The key thing is that it's starting to add up, you know? Being able to make more and more is very important here. Because we're going to need several thousand. Like, so many thousand. Good stuff. And as we start getting these, we can start adding more. Okay, construction effort done. Ah, we now need to go to militarism to get that additional 5% recruitable faction, and that equals out at something like an additional 750,000, which is really good. There we go. Okay, so now we're having a bit too much infantry equipment, so I'm actually going to change that and put one of those over to the artillery. Because, ooh, that's fine. Because the important thing to remember, as I said in the last episode, once you swap over your infantry to artillery, you will gain a crap ton of infantry equipment. That's going to be great. Awesome, so we just finished the tech. And now what we need to research... Now I'm at a bit of a loss, unfortunately. I have a number of choices. I can obviously waste time on a doctrine, which is not helpful. I can go towards nothing here. Ah, I'll just wait 10 days for that. Or then it's going to be the same thing. Ah. Well, it's going to be at least 59 days, so that's unfortunate. We're at that lovely moment where things have not quite added up to be perfect. We'll improve reinforce rate, which is going to be very useful for reinforcing our units. Good stuff. Support equipment, which means we can then go to engineering company. Excellent. So I probably shouldn't have moved them away from artillery. Instead, stuck with the infantry equipment. It's very difficult to judge sometimes, but that's okay. We all make mistakes every now and then. So look at that, we've already got 15 divisions being made. That's amazing. Alright, we can move to war economy. Look at this, ready, ready, ready. We just doubled our factories. We now have 6 civilian factories. How great is that? So now we start building lots more military factories. Ooh, there we go. We're just lacking the manpower. There we go, we'll start making 5 divisions now. And as soon as militarism is finished, we'll suddenly gain a massive influx and we can start going towards army effort. Which will be a great. I love this Skyrim poster in the behind me. It's like it's like a feature of my channel. Great, we just got, look at that, 844,000. Perfect. So next was infrastructure effort, so we don't really need that because it adds infrastructure, and then the construction effort adds 2 civilian factories later. I don't need that right now, instead I need the army effort so I can have something to research. So that when this is finished, we can start researching land doctrines. And then when that's finished, I think we might try to start researching, possibly, because remember that the bonuses you get 50% for infantry weapons and artillery, 50% infantry weapons and artillery, and 100% reduced ahead of time, which is pretty terrible, basically. So we're going to use the 50% bonus for the improved artillery and for weapons too. So this will need to be researched manually, sadly. Unfortunately, it's going to slow us down a slight bit, but that's all right. Look at that, we're getting loads of artillery. Ah, Guatemala is finished. Oh, and that is something important to note, guys. I forgot to create my dude. Life is pain, guys. Life is pain. So we're going to promote him. We're going to promote him to Field Marshal. Level 2 rank Field Marshal. Put him right there. And have him go there, because I actually forgot to execute that, so that's my bad. I forgot to give them plans. Again, we all make mistakes. Conquer that. And as you can see, we are not at war with anyone. Because, you know, I don't think it matters. Because the US doesn't give a crap. Alright, I'm going to declare war on them. As soon as we take them. Oh, there we go. We got Guatemala. Take all states. End turn. Thank you. Awesome. And then we'll go to the next war. Conquer. Thank you. Go to Teka. Ah, Teka. What a place. And then we're going to need to start getting some support equipment. But I'm not sure I really want to have to deal with that just yet. So instead, I'm going to get rid of that because I have to trade for one of the resources. I'm instead just going to put stuff on the artillery line. Nice. Oh, and we have to start trading for resources anyway. Look at that. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. The US will give it to us. And look at that. We gained factories from our conquest, as well as gaining civilian factories. Even though we just lost some in trades. It works out, guys. Key thing is you don't really want to have to damage factories, you know. Look at that. It's only the second episode and we're already like deep in this. Oops, I didn't attack of everything. There we go. Come on, die already. Come on. Oh, Anschluss has happened, which is fine. And can we now start doing equipment effort? I am not sure we can. It'll be 100 days. Yeah, no, we can. So we'll start doing equipment effort 1. Come on. I want my factories. Oh, this is a bit silly. He's taken way too long to die. It's one division. Oh, this is the problem with these long wars. They really start to drain your resources. And we'll do the next war as well. Thank you. God. How annoying. Goodness me. And we'll just pile on through there. Like that, and we can start researching the superior firepower doctrine. Very important to do. Incredibly important. More military factories, you say, eh? More artillery is what I say. Great, Nicaragua taken. Take all states. Blam and blam. And look at that, even more factories. So we start putting some infantry equipment in there. We can now modify our government. And to do that, I will start by giving us the army drill training time reduction. And that's Costa Rica gone. So guys, in this episode, what we've basically done is we've just conquered all of Central America except for Panama. Which is ridiculous. We're building loads of factories now. We're getting lots of military factory production, and it's 1938. So we're building lots of artillery. And what we're going to need to do now is we're going to need to build some support equipment, and we're going to need to start trading for some support stuff. In fact, we're going to start doing that right now. Which does mean we are going to have to trade for cloth, and we're going to trade with the US. Or aluminium. It looks like cloth to me, but whatever. So then we can start making support equipment and getting stockpiles of that. And very soon we're going to start getting motorized equipment and preparing for that. So in the next episode we will continue. I was Aldra Hill and I will continue to be. And this has been Hearts of Iron 4. Make Mexico great again, and it's looking pretty great. Bye-bye.